Thanks for joining us. I gotta do it again. Thanks for joining us on Black Chicks Talk Flix. My name is Emily Mathalier. I'll be your host.
And I'm your other host, Giovanni Powell.
Today we'll be talking about our Maleficent spoiler review, and we'll get in depth into the movie, why we liked it, why we didn't like it, and all that good stuff. So, Maleficent, Angelina Jolie, killed it. I thought she really did a great job with that. Like very subtle. There was some funny moments in there. So and I got to see like the whole evolution of that character, which because I didn't expect to see her as a kid. So that was really cool to see her as a kid, teenager, and an adult. So what do you think about that start? How it started out?
I thought that the way it started out was wonderful. I like the fact that we got to see what the Moors was like and how peaceful and friendly everyone was, and even how beautiful everything was. I'm usually not a fan of like all that like ooh it's so pretty type
Hmm.
stuff, but
The
it was
cinematography.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, that was wonderful.
it was really beautiful. Very fantasy. Very fantasy. Fantasy world.
Yes.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful, and also the difference between like the world of man or the world of kings and the Moors, and how like that world of the kings was very grounded. It was armor. It was a castle. It was. Oh, what about the start of the castle? Remember when I first saw it? I was like, wait a minute, that ain't a Disney castle. That don't look like it's not so.
No, that
Remember
was the
that? And then
castle.
you're like, oh no
Yeah.
no, that's the castle of in the movie, which I thought was like awesome because I'm like, when
That was a big
yeah,
castle.
because I thought they rebuilt it. I'm like, did they rebuild that castle in Disney World? Because this did not look like it. But that was cool. I like that. That intro was really cool. I like that.
Yes.
Um, so we got to see her as a kid and her relationship with Stefan. Growing up and how he was going. He was stealing stuff. So he seemed like a little
Thief,
yeah like
little mischievous
hmm
from the beginning.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I thought so. I was like, and Aurora was like this really sweet fairy. The kid who played her did a really great job. Thought she was really cute. Um, so we got that, and then she fell in love with Stefan. We saw that.
You know what part made me angry? Well, not angry, but it was like a for me. It was another lesson. Like, you remember the part where he touched her with his ring,
Yeah, the ring of
and it
iron.
burned her.
Yeah.
Right, the iron, and it burned her, and he threw it
Mhm.
away. For me, that was deep because it was like he wanted to touch her again, so he threw away the iron, which he knew hurt her, which I thought that was cute, but it didn't
No,
last.
because he used it against her. Talk about somebody using a secret against you, something that you told them in confidence against you. So basically, he was, I guess, a squire for the king, and that king, like that
He was
war,
weird.
they were just coming in and they were just gonna like wreck up the Moors for like just because they want to conquer them. Like, what's up with that? Like, I was like, what is this? A commentary on war? How we imperialism.
How we go and we mess with the country that's chilling in peace,
Mhm. Mhm.
and then we go and we try to mess it up and use it for our benefits.
Yeah.
Like when we came to
Yeah.
America, I'm just saying, don't hold that against me. You know?
Yeah. Exactly. I was like, because I was like, listen, the creatures are in peace. I know you don't understand everything that they are, but it's just like, oh, yeah. But when the trees and all the creatures came up and rose up against them, with like Maleficent was like basically the knight, not the general. She was the general, and she was just. It was great. I loved it. I thought it was really good. They kicked some butt. They had them flying
Yes.
everywhere. It was great. That king was like, he went back home all in his sick bed. I can't
Yeah.
conquer them. They're too tough. Kill Maleficent. Kill her. I can't kill her.
I don't, for me, it was like, why would you want to go and kill that girl and take over the land? What was the point in that?
Because that's what kings
But
do. So that's what I got from it. That's what kings do. The Game of Thrones. It's all about that. Conquer or be conquered. Kill or be killed. So that's the book he was going by. He must have read that
So we,
too.
we can't live in peace.
No, he wasn't.
No
He
such thing as
wasn't living
peace.
at peace
Got
with
you.
them fairy creatures. No, he wanted to conquer them. He wanted to kill them. But they held their own, which was cool.
Yes.
And so to me, like besides the whole Maleficent and her evolution, the undertone or the second subplot was the whole living in peace. The Moors and the man. You realize that was like the second story in that.
Yes.
For them, everybody lived happily ever after
Which
in
explained the
harmony.
end.
Yeah, exactly. So the king put out an ultimatum. Basically, whoever kills Maleficent will be my successor. So Stephen got his saw his opportunity, and he hadn't seen her for many years, and she was missing him. So she was all grown at this time.
That was her first
Yeah,
boo.
it was, and her first true love's kiss, which was sweet. So she believed in love at one point. So
That's what he told her. And was it her 16th birthday? It was her 16th birthday.
yes, it
He
was.
gave her true love's kiss.
Yes,
Okay.
it was.
I got it.
Yep. Okay. Is it coming together now? Now that we're talking
That
about it.
completely explains it.
So then he went back, and he was well. He gave her some. Was it some wine? They had a little romantic night, and he put some stuff in that wine. He laced it with some potion or something, and she fell asleep into a deep sleep. And he was gonna kill her, but he couldn't.
But that wasn't good enough.
No, I don't think he could. I think he couldn't kill her. Like he still
But
had
why
feelings for
not?
her because he loved her.
But what he did was better.
In his eyes, I suppose it
He's
was.
but
Kill
he
or
still married somebody else.
like, as I put it to you when we were watching the movie, it's like somebody cutting off your limb. Like you wake up and your arm is gone. Like my boyfriend stole my arm. It's like that's like so wrong. But that's what it is. It's her. It's a part of her. It's her wings. And he sliced it off with iron. So she woke up, and that part when she was like crying, oh man, she
That
was
was
so
harsh.
she was like destroyed. It was so hard. That was really sad. I felt so bad for her, and not even that, somebody that she loved and cared for, to betray her like that, man, that was rough. So after that, he went back with her wings, and the king made him his heir. So, and then she moved to that castle away from everybody, and she got Diablo. You said his name was
Hmm.
okay, was a crow, and she transformed him so he could be a man and any other animal that she wanted him to be, and she said that he was her wings. So he was like a little spy for her. He could travel and see what's going on and listen to what's going on in the kingdom and report back to her. And then what else? What else after that?
After Oh, the baby was born, little Aurora.
Yes. And then the fairies, the three fairies, I guess the fairy godmothers, came and gave her some gifts, bestowed some gifts upon her. And one was beauty. That was the first gift, right?
Right?
The second was she'll always be happiness.
Yes.
And you saw the third fairy didn't get to cast her wish on her. Did you see that?
But let me explain
Okay, go
something.
ahead.
In
Mm-hmm.
the original, the third fairy did get her wish. Her wish was right after Maleficent made her wish, which was to die, which was actually to die after the spindle. The third fairy's wish, which they kind of changed this part in the movie, was that she wouldn't die, but that she would be awoken to true love's kiss. That was how the third fairy saved her from dying.
Oh, I see. So that's the original. But in the
Exactly.
movie, they basically she didn't get to cast her wish, and Maleficent. Well, when Maleficent cast her wish about the eternal sleep after pricking her finger on the spinning wheel,
Right?
then Stefan was begging her, please, please don't do this. And that's when she told, I like the way you beg me again. And that's when he went on his knees.
Yep.
And then he thought she was gonna take the curse away, but instead, what he did was she changed it and said, "Well, true love's kiss will wake you from the slumber." So that was interesting. So that's how they changed the story to fit with the movie, which was really
Right.
smart. Okay, so then now it's a rampage to just destroy all spinning wheels in the whole kingdom. They put it in this now. Why did they like they put it in like in the basement? Like
It's a Disney movie.
like, but why didn't they like take it
The
away? Like, a ravine or a cliff or something that they kept it right in the castle.
Disney movie.
Okay. The three fairies went took Aurora and basically they raised Aurora out in the countryside, right?
While Steven searched for Maleficent. Remember he had the troops going to look for
Yes,
Maleficent?
because he was trying to kill her. Now, the those little fairies, man, like
They were funny. They fought a lot, but they were
they were
funny.
a hot mess. Hot mess. Those fairies.
The one with the butterflies?
Yeah, I liked her though. She was the one with the blue hair. I like the little blonde with
Yes.
the curly hair. She was sick.
Yes. She was funny.
So they took Aurora to the country, and basically they were the most incompetent nannies possible. And Maleficent was in like the background watching her the whole time and actually saved the child a couple times. One from starvation and another time from falling down a cliff because the nannies, the fairy nannies weren't taking care of business. They were they were bickering with themselves instead of watching this child. So she raised her basically. She called her Beastie. That was her
Yes.
name for her, which I thought was really cute.
It was because there was nothing beastie about
Oh,
her. She was
she
just
was so adorable
gorgeous.
with the little blonde hair and her little cheeks. I love kids. It's so cute. Well, other
That was
people's
Angelina and
child.
Brad's daughter.
Yeah, you told me that. I didn't realize that, which is cool. I didn't know that. You picked up all of Angelina Jolie's kids. You got another one of her child.
Zahara,
Yeah,
she was in the crowd.
which was I was taking notes at the time. I didn't. I missed that part. Okay, so then she was raised by the fairies, and Maleficent
Right?
was in the background, actually helping when she could with her Diablo, right? It was help.
Diablo, he watched out for her a lot as
Yes, he
well.
did. Yes, he did. He
He
was
felt,
good.
I think, a true bond to that little
Yeah,
girl.
and she used to play with him too. She called him a pretty birdie. Never. So that's one
Yes.
nice child to think of a crow as beautiful. But um,
Aurora, though, was different. She was a very different little
yeah,
girl.
she was. She had a good spirit, good heart.
Yes.
So she grew up, got older, and she met up with Maleficent, and she called
Fairy
her fairy
godmother.
godmother, which really surprised Maleficent because she was like, I know who you are. You've been watching me since I was a little kid and protecting me and saving me and stuff.
I
So
like that scene when she was hiding behind the trees in the bush, and she was like, "Come out."
oh yeah, that was a good scene. Actually, that scene was in the trailer. I don't know if you did you
Yes, it
yeah,
was.
but
It
yeah, and
was. I saw that.
she's like don't be afraid, and she's like, no, then you be afraid.
That was
That was
funny.
that
That
was
was very
good. That
funny.
was good. Her comedy moments, like she needs a little nomination. I would give her an Oscar nomination for that because it was subtle. But how can you be a strict, stern person but still have comedy in it? Like that's talent right there. That's talent.
Them cheekbones were talent.
So then Aurora was actually going to live with Maleficent in the moors on her 16th birthday. So she was going to live and take care of her, which I thought was really, really sweet. That really surprised Maleficent. She was really surprised at that. So when Aurora went back to the fairy godmothers to tell her what's going on, they told her the truth about that Maleficent cursed her, and she was really pissed off. She was really, really upset at that.
As anybody would be.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, I think overall knew that she loved her and stuff, but just the fact that maybe if you would have told me like how this worked out and stuff. So Okay, so she found out she was a princess. She went back to now. We were talking about Maleficent and Aurora's relationship, but man, Stefan, he's a psycho. He went crazy.
He went
He
crazy. Oh
went
yeah.
crazy. He
He got
was
paranoid.
super paranoid. He's hearing voices. He's talking to people. He's people who aren't there. It's crazy.
He was talking to the wings.
Yes, he
He was
was.
having a whole conversation with the
The
wings.
wings were in this cage box in this
Your
special
wife is
room.
dying. I'm having a conversation. Are you serious? Dude was
Okay, you know
wild.
what it is? I think it's because he portrayed her in such a terrible way that that guilt was just eating up at him. That's what it is. It's just the guilt. The guilt just eating up at him, just killing him inside. That's what I feel.
I agree.
So after a while, it messes with his head, and he became nuts. Make him cuckoo. You know that word cuckoo?
Yes.
He was with cuckoo. But he was on a mad tear to kill her. He was at that point like, okay, she must die now. She has got to die. She's done. And he sent his troops after her. He did all this stuff, and he couldn't get her. He couldn't. She was too powerful.
Because she built that wall of thorns. That wall of thorns was tough.
Oh, yeah, that, yeah.
It was long. It was thick. There was no way to penetrate that.
No, no, that was a fortress. The way she had it, it was good. So Aurora went back to the kingdom to meet up with her father, and
Who she thought was dead.
yeah, she taught her, yeah, and she went back, and it was like he all he could say was like, "You look so much like your mother," and
And then
banished her to her room.
you came back a day early. Like what?
No,
You haven't seen your daughter since she was like 1 or not even 1, and that's what she gets.
no, I love you. No, I haven't seen you so long. How you doing? Nothing. You look like your mother, and you're grounded to your room. Like, yeah, at that I already wasn't feeling him, but at that point in time, I was like, you know what? But he ended up being the villain, which
Yes, he
are
did.
the men upset?
The roles. Well, you know what? He was always the villain.
Not in the original Cinderella. I don't think he was. Maleficent was the
No, but
villain.
in this one though, he was always the villain. From the point where he was stealing, to the point where he cut the wings off. He just, I don't know.
Hmm.
And that says a lot about his character
Covenant.
because I mean, this is somebody who pr protected you from those, I don't know, what would you, those tree warriors,
Yeah, yeah, there were. Yeah, there were. I would say that. Yeah.
and she made sure that you got out of the moors safely, and you know she shared so much with him. And for me, I was hurt for her with his character
Yeah, I was, because
to the
the
point at the end he
betrayal,
wasn't gonna
to be
stop.
betrayed like that. Yeah, that's like, it was sad. It really was. Um, but she, but she got her revenge, not on him, but on his child. And at the end, having feelings for Aurora, she felt bad at that. That one scene when she was sleeping and she was trying to remove the curse
Yes,
really hard, but when she cast it, she's like, no force on earth, no force ever shall remove the curse. So she couldn't. And then when she met the prince, she was trying to hook them up for the prince to give her that kiss. So she
right.
was trying to make amends for her, for her transgressions, which, she realized she did something wrong. Hey, we're not all perfect, and she was trying to make it right. So I got to give her props for that, at least. Right?
Very true.
So she went in, and he was, man, him iron, he forging iron. He went crazy with the, like, he had those poor iron
Sir, it's
people
2 o'clock in
working,
the
the
morning.
iron forgers working 24 hours a day. Like, he wouldn't let them sleep. He was a taskmaster, man. Like, I don't want a king like that. Keep it moving.
He never deserved to be
No,
king.
he didn't. He didn't. He just coveted the role. Is it me, or just like sniffing like Judas? From the Bible. Like this is. You know what I'm saying? Like this
Right.
betrayal just like smells of, selling my soul for 50, selling over Jesus for 50 pieces of silver or 40. I'm terrible with the biblical references, but doesn't it feel that way?
Yes.
Like it had that feeling, that betrayal, somebody you love, somebody that loved you unconditionally, and you just sold them for to become king. It was like, and it doesn't end up good for him either. He ended up descending into madness. So she went back to the castle. What did you think about the dragon? Diablo turned into a dragon. That was pretty good.
Well, I knew a dragon had to come because, in the original there was a
Yeah,
dragon.
but she,
Except in the original,
she,
she was the
yeah, she turned
dragon.
into the dragon. Yeah, yeah.
So, I thought the dragon was cool, and because it was complete role reversal, it was like the dragon was a good dragon. He was just trying to protect her.
Yeah, it was cool. I liked it. The effects were really good on that dragon. It was scary. I was like, but trying to mess with her. But she went back to the castle. Um, Aurora pricked her finger. She was compelled to by the curse. She pricked her finger, fell asleep. The prince, they found the prince, or she found the prince and brought him to the castle to try to wake Aurora. He couldn't do it. And then she went in and gave a speech about how she was sorry and how she would protect her body and and watch over her and that she loved her, and then she gave her the kiss on her forehead and she woke up. That was great. I loved it.
That was
It was
awesome.
nice. It was really good. And she at that point Aurora woke up. She was trying to get Aurora out of there. And then that's when like the father, the army, he came in with his sword and armor, and he was just like, I'm gonna kick her butt. I'm gonna kick her butt. That's it. It was like a on one. And Aurora helped her. How?
Aurora went and she had told Aurora to run. Aurora ran up the spiral stairs into this room, and what was in the room? The wings.
Yep.
Aurora knocked over the giant glass case, and the wings flew to their owner, which I thought was really cool that they were even still alive after what, 15, 16 years?
Yeah. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Well, we know it was the length of
Aurora's
Aurora's
life. Yeah.
life.
So 16
Yeah.
years. Yep. And what's cool when she went in and the wings were moving, that kind of scared me because I was like, oh shoot, I'd never seen them move till then. So they went, and she got the wings back, and she was like, okay, it's on, it's on. She
She was Laura
she put her
Croft.
little cat suit on underneath her dress. She had that cat suit with the horns. Ah, she thumbs up,
It was
people,
cool.
thumbs up. It was great, great. Everybody knows they love Angelina Jolie in the cat suit.
Yes.
so so then they were still battling her and King Stefan.
Steven.
Stephen? Stefan?
They said it two ways in the movie, I
Yeah.
noticed.
Well, you know, up Stefan. Let's stick with that one. So they had a final battle, and he met his demise. She was gonna let him live, but he just kept on pushing it, and after a while, she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna let you fall." So he fell to his death.
Well, he jumped on her.
Yes, and she was able to
He
fly away, and he just kept on falling.
right.
So you know,
He didn't know he couldn't fly.
I don't.
I mean,
I,
it wasn't good enough for him that she got her wings back and was gonna go away. But no, you grabbed onto her with an iron chain
because
and
he
proceeded
was he had to
to
kill
ride with
her
her.
because as long as she was alive, he would not be able to rule the way he wants to rule, or
Can he rule now?
maybe in the underworld. Him and Hades gonna have a little fight,
Nah,
maybe.
no, he's not gonna win.
Not on
He's
this world. um, and Aurora becomes queen, right,
of the
of the
Moors.
Moors and of man, right, because she is his daughter.
She was technically right,
Yeah, exactly.
the heir to the
She was the
throne.
heir to the throne. So because the queen died, so it was just her. So she was the one that united the kingdoms the fairy magical Moor kingdom and the king of men. So and they lived happily ever after, I would say, right?
Yes,
So
definitely.
and the person who was narrating it was her, right? Was Aurora? We
Yes,
found out. Okay,
because she's the Sleeping
because
Beauty.
yes she is. So I really enjoyed the movie, and I hope you guys enjoyed it watching it because I thought it was cool. Um, I would rate it in between a must see and okay. Um, if you're bored, and the must see was if I had not action, but because the action was good, but it was the narrative was very kind of like building character, building her relationship with Aurora, and that part was a little bit slow. It was it was a little mini series e for me. If they amped that level up a little bit, it would have been a must see. But I enjoyed it. I would definitely see it again. What about you, Giovanni? What do you think?
I would definitely see this movie again. For me, it's closer to a must see than a if you're bored. I would you know what, I would see it again. It was a good
Yeah.
movie. It really was. I enjoyed the action. I enjoyed the build up. I enjoyed all of it. I honestly can't say it wasn't to me every part was good.
And the thing about it with the whole, like I mentioned it in my regular review for this, the non spoiler, was the fact that it reminded me of Frozen because in Frozen it was sisterly love. Spoiler for Frozen, it was sisterly love that helped Elsa, and it wasn't a prince that basically saved her. And the same thing with here. The prince didn't come through, but it was Maleficent's love for Aurora, like I guess as a daughter, is what woke her up, which is cool because it's like a different spin on like the fairy tale that we learned about the whole everything is a prince is gonna save you, and in real world that doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes it's a friend, sometimes it's a family member, a mother, a father. So I like that. I thought it was really great. So thank you for joining us in our spoiler review for Maleficent, and I hope you join us for our next movie review at Black Chicks Talk Flicks.